So MGK and Trippie Redd put out a 10-song, 27-minute collab project last week. And of course there was going to be a ton of hate for two of the most hated rappers in the game to come together and drop a project. But as a fan of both, I wanted to debut this new review style that we're going to be doing on this channel and give my honest thoughts on genre sad boy. So let's go ahead and jump into it.
Good vibes only, that's for sure.
And going into this project, I've seen them collab over the years on each other's projects featuring on that, but for them to come together and finally make this project, I was actually excited for it because they hadn't really missed before yet. But songs like Time Travel and Beauty and No More are all perfect examples of their great chemistry, back and forth at times. Some songs had Trippie Redd's singing performances mixed with MGK's rap verses, and it was kind of a cool blend to see throughout just 10 tracks showing off their chemistry together. There was a couple songs like We're on Struggles where Trippie's chorus is just kind of insanely better, and he kind of had to carry the song along with Half Dead as well. And then you also had a couple songs, later on where you had like Hiding in the Hills, where that was a moment where MGK really seemed to thrive and shine the most. I would say that Trippie had some of his best, most passionate and raw performances on songs like Lost Boys that we haven't heard in a long time, and that song is definitely inspired by X heavily. And for MGK, other than like a few singles, we haven't really got too much like rap content from him, over the last few years, because his last few projects that he's put out have been pop punk rock albums. But I think throughout they fit their little genre sad boy emo rap style that they were going for lyrically. Maybe at times it felt like a couple lines here and there were forced emo rap, but most importantly they just gave us a plethora of vibes and a lot of songs to enjoy, maybe help us go through things sometimes on some of these songs if we need it. My favorites were definitely Struggles, Beauty, and Who Do I Call. That song just sounds like a warm hug, and it's perfect to mention that because I want to dive into the features now, because on that song Who Do I Call, you kind of have a secret JID feature. It's very soft voice, and he's showing his versatility because you wouldn't expect JID to feature on a song like that. You'd really expect him to rap or go bar for bar with MGK or something like that. I don't know. But the couple features that we did have just kind of stayed hidden and just added just a tad little extra layer, little spice, little flair to the track list, which I really enjoyed them adding that extra step of ZZZ Sam doing background vocals and outro vocals and everything on Time Travel. And then Trippie's boy Detains does the whistle, which is just a complete vibe on Struggles and adds a whole nother freshness and excitement to that track. And I want to talk about the production on this tape, where I kind of expected there to be a few, Juice WRLD type beats on there, and a perfect example of that is Suddenly. But also they kept it, very raw and acoustic on Lost Boys and on the outro as well on Summer's Gone. Just very soft, no drums in those songs at all. No drums on Time Travel as well. Just the cocking of the gun was so insanely hard and was such a cool addition to that track. There's all types of little things that they're bringing in. I think that little vocal sample they had that was kind of layering in with MGK's voice on Beauty was a great addition, gave that track another layer I enjoyed. But the production style I think of is that, drums, guitar, 808 type of pattern we saw in the SoundCloud era a ton, and they do that on multiple of the beats on Who Do I Call, adding those drums in at the end. The whole production of that song is just beautiful. But I do think that the production was solid. It was right where it needed to be. It did its job, exactly what it needed to be. It wasn't overly great and it wasn't overly bad by any means. It was right where it needed to be. I was mainly focused on MGK and Trippie and their performances on this project, I will say.
Where do I go from here?
But yeah, I think that this project was actually just a tad better than I thought it was going to be. I was very hyped up after they posted that documentary together. I was mainly impressed that both artists kept away from the filler, long track list, just kept it 10 quality songs. I absolutely love the structure of this project. Right when we, needed a feature on track 9, we got it, and it spiced up the track list. You got in your feels sometimes, you had pop songs on there. I mean, they had a fair blend of everything, and it kept me very entertained for those 27 minutes. I think genre sad boy was made for the fans like me out there, and I hope people went into it with an open mind, even though I know a lot of people didn't. But that kind of like emo rap stuff is kind of what I grew up with, and when I started getting into music in middle school and high school and in the SoundCloud area and whatnot, that's part of what was popping, and I felt like they tried to recreate that era again and take influence from it in 2024. And I will say it was them kind of going back to my roots, and it kind of hit me in a special way, and I enjoy this type of music. So I did enjoy all 10 tracks pretty easily. I knew that, I think, from first listen. I had a vibe in the listening party, so thank you guys for being there. I had a blast that night on stream with Aaron and Lost in Records. And I'm gonna go ahead and put this album in the great tier. Every album review, I'm not gonna give it a number. I have this new rating system I'll be using for all my album reviews. I don't know, I think tier lists are just starting to not interest me as much. We've done a lot of them, and I kind of want this to be the new format. I enjoy this a lot more. So hopefully you guys enjoy it as well. Thank you guys for watching all the way to the end. As you always always do. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to my channel. I have a second channel as well. Go check me out there. Twitter, Instagram, go follow me there, and I'll catch you guys soon. Peace.